Experts are warning anyone planning to watch tomorrow's eclipse not to risk damaging their eyesight. It comes as a man from Somerset has been telling us how his vision was affected after viewing the last eclipse almost, 30 years ago now. More than 90% of the sun is expected to be covered by the moon between 6 and 8 tomorrow evening. Anthony Ward has more.
Solar eclipses don't happen often, but they can be spectacular when they do. Tomorrow, northern Spain will experience a total eclipse, but people in the west of England will still experience 90% of totality.
Really exciting. Everyone loves talk of an eclipse. You'll notice the difference. It happens in the evening, and it's around 7:15 that you'll really get the absolute darkest bit of that process. But in that, it'll only feel like a kind of, a dusk sort of evening sort of event. It's not going to get to total darkness because we don't obscure the whole of the sun.
Get a colander.
Experts say a partial eclipse is more dangerous than a total one because there's still enough light coming through to cause damage.
Because the back of the eye has no nerve endings, if you're viewing the sun directly, the harm is happening without you even realising. You don't get a sensation of pain even though damage is occurring.
Peter Smith was with a group of people who looked at the eclipse in 1999.
Hold really still for me.
The next day I realised that my vision had been damaged slightly, and I could see a flashing dot in my vision and realised that, I'd hurt my eyes.
He thought he'd be safe using a borrowed welder's mask, but it didn't provide adequate protection and he suffered burns to his retina. But watching the eclipse safely can be done easily.
To ensure you're safe when you're looking at the sun, you want to either look at it indirectly, so you can use something like a colander even, or a pinhole camera, or make sure that you have eclipse viewing specs. ISO 12312 is the standardised safe pair of specs to use when you actually want to look directly at the sunshine.
So get some eclipse glasses with the proper safety mark, find a good vantage point and hope for clear skies. Anthony Ward, BBC Points West.
Thank you, Anthony. And joining me now is Simon Holbeach, who is Chair of Bath Astronomers. You're very welcome. Where are you going to be watching tomorrow?
I'm going to be at Beresford's Tower, which is just north of Bath, with a group of about 140 people.
Great. And what's it going to feel like, do you think, as the world goes dark?
Well, we're going to feel it'll go dark, but you'll actually feel the temperature change as well. And you might feel a little bit a change in the weather. The wind might drop, and you might hear the birds around you, which we're tweeting, go quiet for a little bit. So it'll be quite spectacular.
Now, you're a lucky man because you've got these. You've got lots of them actually, but you've given them away very generously. They're the proper eclipse glasses. Now I'm looking in the studio lights and I can barely see anything. They are very powerful, aren't they, and very safe.
They take away 99.999% of the light that's coming down, and that 0.001 is safe for your eyes, and you won't damage the retina at the back of your eyes.
Brilliant. But the trouble with these, and these are good, these are the proper ones with the proper safety code, is you can't get them anymore.
Unfortunately, no, they've sold out, and without them you can't look safely directly at the sun.
Okay, well I've got my equipment here. I look like a magician, don't I? I'm going to give you a colander, and then give you a couple of plates. So you tell us how we can watch safely without the glasses.
Yes, so if you go and raid your kitchen, and you get hold of a colander and something to project on. We've got our party plates here, so you might be having a picnic tomorrow evening. So I'd like you to be the sun if you possibly could.
This is the sun. Here we are.
Right.
A torch, an ordinary torch, and I'm going to turn the light on now.
And we can actually see that we actually get shapes through the colander. Tomorrow you'll actually see them as circles, but as the moon passes in front of the sun, you'll see that being nibbled away. That circle is being nibbled away, and almost until the sun is almost totally gone, but you'll see smiley faces. And that's when you know you're about 93%, and that's our partial solar eclipse. And looking at this, I'm going to be perfectly safe with my eyes.
Okay, so that's a really good tip if you've got a colander. You don't put it on your head, whatever you do, you use it against the plate, and then that's safe.
It is safe, yeah.
Okay, so why the interest, right around the world on this, really?
It's just, I suppose, the fascination of a billion tons of lunar rock are passing between the Earth and the Sun, and it just happens to be that that's enough to cover up the Sun. And so if you're in northern Spain, you're going to see a total eclipse. We're going to see a partial eclipse as all of that lunar rock moves in between us and the Sun.
Now, what if we miss it? When's the next one coming along?
You won't have to wait too long. It's September 2080.
Okay, well, I'm hoping to be around for that. You never know, but so this is sort of once in a lifetime if you're 20 years old upwards, I guess, so it's worth doing. Now, just go back to the glasses. If you haven't got the glasses, you use the colander device, not ordinary sunglasses.
Not ordinary sunglasses, not welder's glasses. You need that level of protection, that 99.999%. To protect your eyes, to make sure you have no problems afterwards.
And just remind us of the science of why this happens.
Essentially, why we get the eclipses. We have the moon that's spinning around every 29 days. It whizzes around the Earth, and most of the time it kind of misses. We don't get an eclipse every month or so, but every so often, about once a year, it travels precisely between the Earth and the Sun, and we get this shadow that's cast across the surface of the Earth.
Just before we go, because I enjoy doing it, I'm going to turn the sun on again, and we're going to see the reflection on the plate. If you got it, yeah. So that's the way to do it. Thank you so much. Enjoy it tomorrow, won't you?
We will,
and thanks for coming in and giving us the demonstration. It's your colander, but I'll just take it from you. Nice to see you. Thank you very much indeed.